Because with this, you can scale to 100K a month, guaranteed, if you do it and you give it enough time, right? But if you just focus on the tactics, you won't necessarily just get there, because it's not about that. It's about, you can give the tactics. There are millions of videos on YouTube about tactics, but most people aren't successful, right? Which shows that it doesn't work. So what works is shifting the beliefs, understanding these core things, so you do the foundation, so you grow, right? Cool. So now for the formula, right? What I learned is that about these 4 things, I hope it's 4. Sometimes I'm confusing, right? But I think it's 4. That when I was reflecting on my journey, I felt like, what really made me successful? Right? Because I was this kid that couldn't speak English. Now my English isn't perfect either, but I couldn't speak at all. So consider that just several years ago. And I was watching all these people making money online, growing, having impact, achieving their potential. And I wanted to be like them, right? Because I knew I can do that. So I wanted to do that. And I thought, like, what I did, like, what was the things, because I did so many things right, so many things wrong. I grew this way. I know a bunch of people that grew that way and they are still successful. So what is the thing that really I had in common? That is the thing that I think made me successful across the things that aren't under my control. Let's say you can say, hey, you're intelligent, right? Let's assume I am. If I am intelligent, if you think so, right? Then if that's the case, then it would be something genetic, right? So besides these things, some things that I could control, what did I do, right? These were these things. Number 1 is I really wanted it, right? Which might be still genetic as well, or a calling or something else, I don't know. But I really wanted it. I wasn't interested in growing, in having a business, in having actually great client results, in having a good credibility in the marketplace, in becoming an investor in Skool.com. I wasn't interested. I was committed. I really wanted it bad enough. So that's the first thing. Like if you don't want this bad enough, most likely you won't accomplish it. Like if you really don't want this really, right? Because sometimes it takes 18-hour workdays. Sometimes it takes 15-hour workdays for 1 month in a row, right? Sometimes it takes sacrifices and not seeing your friends or family or things like that, right? Or other things to get there. So you need to really want it. So that's number 1. Number 2, what I did is I actually learned, right? Like, yes, my first point that might be the opposite was that don't only listen to what people say, watch what they do. But I think me watching all these educational videos really helped me to change my mindset I didn't know even what business is and that it exists, right? So I think learning was definitely one of the biggest parts, right? Because through learning, I also saw what people are doing. But if you don't learn about someone or what they do, then you can't pay attention to what they do, right? So like learning was a big piece for me. When I didn't have money, I was just watching YouTube videos for free. That's enough to get started with. When I had money, I wanted to work with someone on a more one-on-one basis to get results faster. I invested all the money I had and I keep doing it. I invested close to $200,000 right now into courses, mentorships, programs, and it was worth it. Not everything was great. Not all the programs, some were better than the others, but because I took action on all of them, every single one of them over the long time horizon gave me more returns than anything else, any other investment, right? So that was the second thing. I kept learning. That's what you are doing right now. I'm telling you, normal people don't watch this video to this point. Click on this video. Who is this guy? They clicked on it and you are watching this right now to this point. Most people don't, right? And you are, in a good way, in my opinion, weird. In a good way, right? I'm weird too. Hopefully that makes it better for you, right? To accept that. But we are weird, right? We can accept that. Or you can think that other people that aren't doing this are weird. That's up to you. But we are not like others. We can put it that way, right? I'm not saying we are better, but we are different. Meaning that if you are watching this video to this point, then you are already doing it. You are weird, you are learning, you are on the right track, right? Random people don't do this. So you already have it, which is a great news. But keep doing it because it really helped me. And that's what I would tell myself. If I wanted to make 100K a month, I would say keep learning, right? Because that's what you did. What was the formula? You just really wanted it and you kept learning. Now, the number 3 was probably the thing that most people fail at. A lot of people want it, right? They really want it. If you go and say, hey, do you want to grow to 100K a month? They really want it. Some people are ready to sacrifice for it, right? Some people say, yeah, I really want it, right? If you put some scanner on them and a lie detector, I say, do you want this? They say, yes, right? The detector will say, it's true. They want it, right? So most people pass that. Number 2, most people watch educational videos that really want it. Most people that really want it learn at least something. They watch some YouTubers, they buy courses, they learn, right? They get some intake of information. Now, maybe not enough, but at least some. Now, third thing is where most people fail, which is simple, but still, that's the truth. Most people don't take enough action. Like they do, let's say 1 unit of action from 100, right? Let's say they spend 1 day on making a YouTube video, or they spend 1 day on researching their competitors, or they spend 1 day of making 5 Instagram reels, or they spend 1 day to learn how to grow their business to 1K, whatever, right? when they should have spent 100 hours, days, weeks. You can put anything on this, right? Or they send like 10 DMs where they should send 10,000. Or they made 5 YouTube videos and they gave up and they should make 500. So this is easy to say and hard to do, and that's the reason why most people stop. It's not that they're stupid, it's hard. That's why they stop, right? So it's logical. But still, if you want to make this happen, which you are watching this video till this point, I think you do, then you can't fail at this point. You should take action, right? And the more relentless and imperfect action you take, the more successful you will be, right? And I have this example for this. I was talking to a guy. He's also my age and he's making about $1 million a month, right? So when I asked this guy, and I asked actually a friend of his, but that was living with him, right? Like, what's different about this guy? Why he's so successful, right? And he told me it's not about like his morning routine. It's not about what he does hard. Like, what it's about is that he takes massive imperfect action. For example, he wanted to move to this country, right? Instead of just thinking, should I do that, should I not do that? Same hour, he called like 50 or 100 agencies to learn about that country, how the taxes work, blah, blah. Boom, made the decision, did it. Instead of just calling one person every week to kind of think that he just called everyone he could, found all the numbers on the internet of brokers or whatever, called everyone, learned about it. Now he has enough data to make a decision, made the decision, took action on it. Boom. Now it's so much further ahead than if you just sat there and thought, right? You want to start a YouTube channel, you already have a YouTube channel, you have ideas on how to improve it, you want to start a community, you want to scale your community, you have a project that you have been putting off for a long time, you need to take massive action on that. And that's how when you will be successful, right? That's what helped us to be one of the winners of the 100. We took massive action, right? Hundreds of calls, 12, 14, 16, sometimes 18-hour work days, just doing more than we did the previous year, right? That's why we grew relatively fast. So more action, that would be the number 3 thing, and pay attention to that because most people fail that. So probably by statistics, you might be one of them that might be in that gray area. So what I want to ask you is consider, if you want to, taking more action. Right? If you take way more action, you will be way more likely to get to 100K a month. Cool. So that's number 3 of the formula. Number 4, obvious, simple. We all heard about it, but basically don't stop, right? Don't quit, because there are so many people that got to 50K a month, 90K a month, 100K a month, and they stop. Then who cares? Who cares that you made it and then you disappeared? Like, what matters is that you keep doing it and it keeps compounding, right? And like, you don't just disappear. So like, even if you achieve the goal, are we gonna quit? No. Like, and if you aren't there yet, if you haven't achieved your goal, whatever it is, right? Why would you stop? Why would you quit? So like, it's an obvious point, but that's what also kills a bunch of people, right? They might taking action, but they do it for a week and then they quit when they should do it for a year or a free, right? As we talked about today. Different for each person, but that would be the last piece of the formula. So this is exactly the 7 things I would tell myself to make 100K a month. If this was helpful, let me know in the comments. And my only request to you is, if this video was valuable, maybe you would find another video available that is right now on your screen, where Alex Hormozi himself showed me how we can scale to 300K a month. So if that's interesting, go and check it out. And I hope it helps you too. And I hope to see you executing on this and hitting 100K a month and even more with your business. And I'm sure you will. All the best. Let's do this and let's achieve greatness. Cheers. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.